Statistics suggest that NGO sector have grown phenomenally these few years around the world. For instance, in 2015, there are an estimated 200,000 NGO in South Africa. Over the last 40 years, NGO have played increasing role in lobbying, advocacy, the delivery of welfare, and humanitarian assistance. And in the last 5 years, many articles were published on NGO and social change. Although few may ignore and dispute their importance, they have come to play a very prominent role, be it at the level of the society, in government, or international. Lovely viewers, you are highly welcome on today's show, the Daily Trend Francophone edition on New World TV channel Info English. For me, and according to my research, NGO, the term as it is used today, was first introduced in Article 71 in Charter newly formed United Nations in 1945. While there was no fixed or formal definition of what NGO are, they are generally defined as the non-profit entities that are independent of governmental influence.
Exactly, as you said it right now, there's not a specific definition for NGOs, okay? Or there is not a juridical or general definition for NGO. But what we know is that is commonly defined as a non-governmental organizations, which means that they do not depend on the government. Whatever they want to do, they cannot rely on the government budget. But anyway, they are helped by some of people that we are commonly called by the name of voluntary. This is the way that they used to act here.
Okay, I can say that even in primary school, or when you go, for example, out right now, and you ask someone what is an NGO, will tell you that non-governmental organization.
Exactly.
But let's try to define it according to how they are working or how they are leading the group. I can say that it is a voluntary group or institution with social mission, working not depending on the government.
Okay, yeah, and then we have to know that there is a big difference between, because people most of the time they make confusion. So we have to know that there is a big difference between associations and NGOs.
Yes.
So when we talk, for example, about association, it can be just a group of 2, 3, or many people that come together, maybe with a good idea, and maybe they have a financial means, so that they want to set something together like an activities. So in association, the target is just for a common interest. But when we still come back for NGOs, as we said it, their first aim is just to come for the help of the society, maybe that is in a need of something. As
Yes.
you can see.
Before any group settles down, I think they have their own purpose,
Exactly.
their own aim, the reason why they want to settle. Association, maybe their own aim can be that it is for their own, how do you call it, profits. I mean, what they want to do.
Is it like a common interest or something?
Yeah, common interest.
Exactly.
You can say it's like this. But NGOs, what they think is to support people or for supportive subjects.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there is a problem somewhere, they want to resolve it, or they want to improve something
Exactly.
in a location. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it is very crucial to know that any organization or association is not any
NGO. Exactly.
NGO are for non-profit entities.
And we have to know that there are some NGOs that are for profit, but there are not many. Though they have the same target, the same objective is that to come for the help of the population. Maybe there is a need somewhere that, okay, they say that you have to be in a group and go and help those people who are vulnerable or something right now. But the main target is not for profit, but there are some NGO that are also for profit, but not all of them too. So statistically, they have
NGO sector continue to grow rapidly in Africa and all over the world. For example, in 2019, there was about 40.7 thousand NGO registered in South Korea.
Wow.
Yeah, also in South Africa in 2015, there was registered over 200,000 NGOs.
But I wonder in this particular case, what can bring, for example, many people allow people to be in an organization like an NGO, because you just say right now in South Korea right now, South Korea, that there is about 1,000 or not?
No, 40.5.
40.5 is a lot, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot. More than
is a lot.
Yes.
And for in South Africa, you say right now is what?
200,000.
200,000.
Yes.
This one is a lot, because I wonder what can push people to be in an association, in NGOs, to means that they do not work at the same level. What I know about NGO, they do not work at the same level. There are some NGO that each one of them has his goal, his target, as you can. You mean the classification, right? Of course, the classifications of an NGO. What are they working for? What is their aim? What are they doing exactly?
Yeah, we can classify the NGOs according to the orientation, their orientation.
Mm-hmm.
By orientation, the activity they are undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe their target is for human rights, or for environmental subjects, or it can be saving nature.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, of course, because I know some NGO particularly they fight only for the environment protection, and some of them also that I knew at the time is that they are just there for let me say maybe education.
Yes.
They are just there for education, whereby they have to be at the side of a student, maybe who are vulnerable of something, maybe they do not have a means to study as long. They are the end. Some NGO that I know, they are just only for health. They are just engaged for health. That is why I'm saying that maybe they are classified according to the target, the objective that each of them maybe may have, as I said it.
They are also classified by their level of operation, which means the scale at which an organization work, be it local, regional, national, or international.
Of course. Because,
and it is also important to know that there are some main types of NGOs. Like CSO, Civil Social Orientation, Organization rather.
Okay.
Bingo.
Bingo?
Yes, bingo.
They drink.
But bingo is a drink.
Yeah, no, the bingo. We have bingo as a drink. Bingo as how do you call it? Game. And bingo as NGO.
So does it mean that the drink bingo that you drink is from an organization and an NGO?
So bingo means big international NGO.
Okay.
That is the example of Red Cross.
Okay.
Yes.
Red Cross is yes, of course. There is an international organization. Also, there is another one that is that I know is Ringo. As you have bingo, I have a Ringo. That is let's say religious international NGO. When you take, for example, the one of Catholic Relief Service.
Yes.
Yeah, that one also is an international, of course, NGO that work specifically for Catholic domain. Yeah, Catholic domain. Yeah.
Another one also is NGO, NGO or Ingo.
No, keep quiet.
An environmental NGO like Greenpeace.
Yes, of course. We are going to do something. Since everything is go. Then, okay, Manuela. Do you want to be part of our NGO? Yes. Okay, Emmanuel, we are going to create an NGO that is going to be go.
Which name we can?
Imagine, my name is Commerciale.
Your name, you are Marcel. Yvette, me, Emmanuel. Emingo. Emmanuel, Marcel, Yvette, NGO.
Okay.
But what are we going to tackle? We really don't know what we're going to do in this particular NGO. So we have to know that NGO, as we said it, their target is to come to the help of the population.
Yes.
Exactly.
It means that there is a problem somewhere and they want to solve it, because we have to understand that the government itself cannot cover everything. Exactly. Yeah. So government cannot cover
many problems could not be solved by the government.
Exactly.
And it's very important to bring awareness and education to people about their rights and duties.
Exactly.
Prevent them against importers and pretenders.
Exactly. So that is some of the reason why NGOs are there. One take, for example, NGO Plan International. Plan International, for example. In the year 2016, it is said that more than 1,700 people they benefit from their hub. especially students and the children, because you know that they most of the time venture in the children's rights and the human rights. So more than 700 children benefit from the help that, for example, Plan International brought to human service.
As you are saying, it's not all things that the government can do. Yeah, that NGOs are important in the society. I can say that it's not all things. The society has many problems, but it isn't possible for the government to do it at the same time, or maybe it is for a quick reason, but the government have the inability to do it at the same time. So those NGOs are important for those targets to be achieved here.
But my question is to know, is all the time NGO helpful? Because are there not some NGO maybe that contribute to the problem of the society? What do you thinking about that? Because I think that maybe some NGO, instead of saying that maybe they come for helping the population, they will be doing something negative. Like instead of fighting for girls' rights, they will be abusing girls. on the.
We come to this after.
Okay, but what I know is that, like I gave the example of Plan International. This one is a kind of NGO that particularly I know that is working a lot for the right of the
children.
Yeah, for the children, of course, for the children. And you have given an example of what?
In my last words.
Your last word. Just to remind our viewers.
Red Cross,
for example.
Amnesty International.
Red Cross that is fighting for when there is an accident.
Yes.
Accident. Okay.
Yes. Not only the accident. We can say that for healthcare too.
Healthcare?
Yeah.
For Red Cross?
Yeah.
How come?
When someone has an accident and they come to help him.
Okay. Yeah. Of course.
Like you said earlier, the help of the children. No many children come from poor family and don't have access to school. So those NGOs are there to help them. They boost the education and health center and many locals.
So, go finish and then.
Some poor children are very brilliant at school, but their family cannot afford their education. So NGO constitute a final aid to those people. And then
Emmanuel, you are not a girl, Emmanuel. Do you think that NGO is providing, for example, everything that those people want? Like, for example, if an NGO is there to help, for example, students to go to school, I'm sure that NGO is providing everything that they really need.
I
can assure that they are doing all this better. I can say that they are doing their best.
They are trying their best.
They cannot do everything for you.
Yeah.
And
someone who wants to help you, you leave everything for you.
And are you sure that NGO, for example, can follow maybe somebody to become, for example, what he wants to become to?
Yeah, of course.
How possible?
Yeah,
of course. I don't know. I have an example of SOS Children's Village. I don't know. there is somewhere in Lomé.
I at the time hear about it, but
it is an international ONG. Specifically, their purpose for children. The orphans, those who don't have their parents. Maybe it is your mother or both, or your father. When you go there, for example, it's like it is a village, or I don't know. Yeah, it is a village because there is a mom for them.
Okay, a mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a house, a mom who take care of them, who give them a good education, everything they need for school, everything they need for. When you go there, it seems like it is a family. It is their own family. They feel like it is their own house.
Their own house.
Yes. Everything, parents, because they are not alone too. Because you have some friends, yeah, it is like your own brothers and sisters, all things you do with them and so on.
And give those poor children a bright future.
Bright future, of course. But what I wonder, because most of the time I know that, NGOs used to help people who are vulnerable of something. Maybe they don't have the means to study, or they don't have a means to learn a kind of job. Exactly. But I wanted to know whether it is only those people, for example, if your father and your mother, both of them, they are alive. Yeah. Can you be helped once again by NGO?
Yes.
Possible.
How possible? Because your father and your mother, both of them are alive. I hope that they are largely sufficient to provide you everything that you need.
Like I said it earlier, they are poor and they cannot help their children.
Okay.
They are poor.
When
NGOs are there for poor people also. They are
Yeah.
helping poor people.
We can see that before the school starts, you can see that some NGOs organize themselves to help those parents are unable to pay them school fees or what they need, books, bags for the school. Yeah, there are some specific NGOs who did it. So if your parents are alive or not, you can be helped by an NGO.
So this is the case, for example, Compassion. Most of the time you hear talking about Compassion, because I know that is a religious one, whereby children, though they have their father and their mother alive, they still go there, like in the Compassion, to ask for help from those people from that bring them like a sort of a parcel. I hope that you know what is a parcel. That is from abroad, where they send them maybe furniture for school and all those things. So what is sure is that not NGO are not only, if I understand very what you say, and based on what you say, if I understand very what you say, even if your father and your mother are alive, you can still benefit from NGO.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, that's clear.
They also promote gender equality or equity.
Wow. NGOs?
Yeah.
How possible? Gender equity?
Let me give you one example. We'll have women in law and development in Africa.
Okay.
WIDAF is a Pan-African NGO that promotes women's rights and gender justice.
I hope that page that you want to open is a very, 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 very big. But before we continue on it, lovely viewers, please, let's come back just after this short break, and then we'll continue with the second segment for you, please. Okay, thank you once again. Welcome back from the break. Yes, Iveta, you were talking about something that is very, very serious.
Yes. Yeah. Women rights. We know in the time of our forefathers, WIDAF is an NGO that is working in Africa.
Okay.
Togo, Ghana, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, etc. So they are here to promote women's rights. In the time of our forefathers, women are not allowed to go to school.
Of course. That's what what your grandfather did to your grandmother. Excuse me.
Be careful.
I'm sorry. So
they are considered like a weak sex. They are not considered in the society.
In the society, of course.
So,
go. Excuse me, yes, of course, this particular issue, I do accept that maybe one NGO may be fighting for women's rights. Yes. Because from some years ago, it's true that women, for example, are not considered in the society. If, for example, we were in 18th century, for example, Iveta is not going to be here.
I have 5 children right now.
Of course, yes, you have like 5 children.
Yes.
But that main and particular role that NGO are playing today in society, that lead or give now right to many women now to, even to become to leaders of a lot of...
They encourage and support and ensure women participation at all levels.
All levels.
Yes.
Even I can repeat it, that's give you the right to be there right now.
I think those NGOs are doing great job. For example,
of course.
I can if it was in the past when ladies or women are not going to school, if in the past Angela Merkel will not be the leader of Germany.
Of course.
Never.
It can never happen. But we also know that before you become a leader, you have to eat. If you don't eat, you can be a leader. Yes, you have to eat. Let me finish.
Okay.
If you don't eat, you cannot be a good leader. Because whenever you are hungry, your ears are not listening to anything. So particularly, there are some NGO that know the importance of agriculture.
Exactly.
Okay, they know the importance of agriculture, and then when you come in, their first objective is that you come and help people that maybe are vulnerable. Sometimes you can be a good farmer. Sometimes you can be somebody who maybe stay in the farming activity. But if whatever you are doing, there is not, the methodology that will follow you to harvest a good crops. After all, you will see that whatever you are doing is just for useless. So there are some NGO that specifically they are only for agricultural domain, of
they
course.
They empower farmers to grow and sustain modern technology.
Exactly. For example, tractors, machines, even chemical products. Sometimes it's like they use chemical products too. In the farming for maize to grow up quickly.
Very quickly.
They provide like a chemical product. But this one is dangerous somehow.
Yeah, not good. It's not good. It has an effect. You want it in a quick way.
Yeah,
so you are
of course.
obliged to do it, but it's not good.
But that's what you eat every day.
You don't have choice.
Like a tomato and all, but we are not saying that NGO are those who are providing like a chemical product. We are not saying all those, but there are some NGO who also venture for agriculture domain. Exactly. Yeah.
They also educate them about soil exploitation.
What about health?
Sanitation.
Yeah.
There are many NGO which work on that domain also.
Do you know some NGO that work, for example, the domain of health, for example? Yeah.
Well, you mentioned already Red Cross. That one also.
Yes, of course. But there are also some NGO that I know they are for handicap.
Yeah, Handicap International.
Yeah.
For those people who are unable to, maybe they are handicapped. So if you are handicapped, it means that you lack something on you. Maybe it can be your arm or your legs, or you are unable to do some activities. But this NGO is specifically for those handicapped persons.
Okay.
You help them in any domain, so they also can do something.
Does it mean that they send them to learn a job? Oh.
Yeah, it can be possible.
It is possible.
It can be possible. I saw a video, someone sent it on WhatsApp. So, a guy, he didn't have arms.
Okay.
Yeah, but he is, how do we call it? He used to, is not there?
Yeah, computer?
Computer.
No computer.
Technology?
No.
Internet?
No, not for internet.
Okay.
He used to take the pen.
Okay.
Maybe he can write something as good or on the same.
Yeah, make like a draw.
Yeah, drawing. Something. That is the word I'm looking for. He is a drawer.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Beautiful thing. Okay. But it is his mouth he's using.
His mouth?
Yeah.
To draw?
Yeah, his mouth he used to draw things. Anything he saw, if he can do it or draw it, he had the possibility to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
God is great.
That's great.
I saw it.
That is amazing.
Yeah, very amazing.
After all, you give us that certificate about that film too, that video too. I think so. But also, I think that government, NGO also used to work most of the time with government.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not only that the government, as we said it in the very beginning, it's not only the government cannot provide you all the needs. So there are some NGO also that work with the government, like we said it's like environment protection.
Yes.
There are some that venture for environment protection, and apart from that, we have to know that there are some domains, like we said, education. There is not a school. The room in all the area. For example, when you go to a place that are very, very far from the city.
Yes.
There are some NGOs that venture in that particular domain. As you know some of them. Yeah, you know some of them, Emmanuel. Like some NGO working for education, health, and all those things.
We have said it already.
Yeah, SOS.
SOS?
Yes.
For education?
Education. What I said earlier, for you, they take the child and go there, stay there. They bring him to school. He went to school till age and went out. But when he go out or he are not apart from SOS child, they still taking care of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
In government, they work to address various concerns and issues prevailing within the society. They bring society citizens' consent to government.
Okay. I read something in my research. I can see that in North Darfur, let's say when the society was affected by a conflict in 2003, the government was now unable to provide an adequate health service to the population. And then NGO play a very important role. Can you imagine that the NGO, they contribute up to 52.9% of material resource,
Yes.
financial, even they contribute up to 70% of, let's say, health service to the population. So this one, I say that the NGO do not only come for just help people like they are separated from the government. And this one will lead me to ask to know whether if the NGO is separated from the government or they work together with the government, NGO. Do they work together with the government or they are separated from the government?
It can be possible. They can. It depends on their targets.
I can say they interact among themselves.
They interact.
NGO can facilitate communication upward from people to government and downward from government to people.
Okay, from people to government and from government to people.
Yes.
So it's something that they
represent the voice of the voiceless and the disadvantaged, the poor people.
Okay.
They are at the middle of both.
Yes,
the population and the government.
Yes.
Okay.
Or the people said they will bring it to the government.
To the
government. What you are saying, right?
Yes.
No, not all the time. That is like what I do understand from what she just said, that they cannot work separated from the government, because you have to remember that before an NGO must be settled, he has to ask for the authorization from the government.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. Yeah, but it not meaning that it is the government. The government is the government who are telling them what to do.
Exactly.
Leading the group.
Exactly.
They are self-governance.
They are self-government. Okay, what about international relationship? Whenever we want to talk about NGO in international,
I can say NGO represent the society in international.
how come?
Yeah.
How, Emmanuel? How is this possible? How do they represent the society in international?
NGOs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for example, when how do you call it? A group of people who leave Togo to go to maybe America or somewhere. If there is an NGO of how do you call it, of Togo there, it means that they are representing Togo people there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it means that they can represent, their nation.
Yeah.
In abroad.
Abroad.
But what I know is that NGO also they can facilitate, partnership.
Yes.
They can facilitate
NGO. Yeah.
They can, for example, negotiate, for example, an economic issue opportunity in abroad that can lead people to come maybe in the country where they are in order to invest, in order to help, the population.
Yeah, for me, those NGOs have a great role, or they play a great role. For example, Togo and Ghana, they are in economic partnership. And it can happen that at a point they are not understanding each other. But those NGOs can come and intervene and give resolution to.
That one is they facilitate then the communication.
Yes,
between.
Yes.
NGO can confront the government trying to formulate international interest, which was neglected by the global community.
Okay. I read also in my research there is an NGO in Bangladesh.
Yes.
Bangladesh specifically, it is a very big NGO. I hope that it is called like BRA, like is a Bangladesh Rural Advance Committee. So this NGO, let's say it is a very, very, very big NGO. In the year 2016, they sent like 400,000 young children at the primary school.
Wow.
400,000.
400.
Yeah, 400,000 in 2016. They sent 400,000 young people in the primary school. And apart from that one, they have also their own university. They have a university in Bangladesh, and then they have a university too in Dhaka. So, and this university is supported by the NGO itself. Now, that will lead me to know where exactly do they find money to do all these things. like NGO.
They are self-governing.
Yeah, because they are not, because whatever they do, they don't get money from it. But where do they get money to do all this thing?
If I come back to, for example, to SOS again, you can ask me how where they find food, everything, money to take off of those children. Yeah, there are some specific persons who decide to help those NGOs. Sometimes it can be food. If you have money, whatever you have, you want to help them, you can give it to them. So those NGOs, you can say that I can say that they have some specific sponsors who help them, who give them money for their needs, and they themselves also, they can, if they have the possibility, use the money, their own money, for any the target they want to achieve.
I do accept, because I currently know an NGO that is called by Artis.
Yes,
is an NGO from Spain, and their own target is that when they come, for example, in Togo here, they hire an apartment. Okay, they rent an apartment, and then they go to the north of Togo, like they go to Kara, Dapao, and all those things, and it's like they have a sort of a conference to know who are those people who are attending the university that particular year. Then they go through something like a interview to know exactly which kind of student to select. And then if also they come here, it's like they go through all the 5 regions of Togo, and then they select some students who they exactly know that they don't have the means to study at your university, and then they put them in that room. Maybe they pay their school fees, they feed them, they take care of them whenever they fall sick. Most of the time I used to pay them a visit, and it is a very nice NGO.
Yeah, there are those NGOs who are specifically for education. Maybe there is a school like lacks in a village. They decide that what they will do is to build schools in those villages, because the government has many targets, have many objectives. So it's not all things they can do, as I said, it's at the same time. But the needing is that it is very important. So those NGOs decide to create school, maybe build a school somewhere.
There are NGOs specifically for environment also. They do educate people about environment protection, to prevent
how to stop cutting trees, chasing animals from the forest, and all those things. Yes, there are. I was part of, an NGO like that, but it's no more working. I was part of it, whereby they promote, for example, how to grow plants.
Yes.
Because we know that with this problem of cutting trees, the global become harming every day.
Yes.
So that particular NGO was advocate only for growing trees in order to protect the environment. And also there are some of them who most of the time you see them at the beach.
Really?
At the beach.
Yeah.
You see that maybe there are some kind of rubbers and rubbish along the beach side. They used to collect all those things so that to set the area very clean.
Yeah, the aim is the property.
Exactly, the property. Yeah. Yes, most of them. So what I would like to know, without NGO, can we have a developed association? I would say yes. For myself first, you have you also. But without NGO, can we have a development in all? Our community without NGO?
Yeah, it can be possible.
Possible? Whereby the government cannot do everything.
Yeah, the government cannot do everything, but people own. That is it. We need NGOs.
We need NGO.
Yes. Sometimes government are too focused on governing and political affairs.
NGOs are playing a very great, important role in our society. Thanks to their presence today, many problems got their solution, and we have improvements in some local or international institution. Yeah, this is the end of our discussion. Thanks for following us. You can catch a repeat on Sunday by 7 p.m. Our media house handles on YouTube, New World TV, the Daily Trend playlist, and Facebook, the Daily Trend at the Daily Trend TDT. Thanks, see you.